Hey guys, how you doing? Papa Snow here. In fact, we are getting ready to continue some of the prep work for tomorrow's show. I'm gonna block out a little bit of this light. I'm realizing the sunlight is coming in too much and it's causing a problem. I would like to thank that special somebody who sent me a dozen roses today. It was unexpected. I could definitely tell you that much. It made my cheeks light up like these roses because, I mean, I've never received a dozen roses. Okay? So, pretty nice. So I thank you so very much. Okay? So now I want to be able to provide a little treat for everyone. Gotta close this door in. I've got Auntie Gaitre in the building with me right now. In fact, we're actually steaming rice for the show for tomorrow because we do have some Asian dishes that we're making that will have rice in it. Okay, but let's see if I can set this thing up a little correctly here. Okay, so right now we are going to be dealing with our hummus. And before, because I couldn't find hummus to buy anywhere, and I've looked a couple places and I could not find it. So right now I have to make my own hummus. And before I could make the hummus, I have to make the tahini, okay? Let me tell y'all something. It is way easier than it sounds. I think these people just create some really, really fancy names to make this stuff sound like it's gonna be really difficult to make. Okay. So, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on making the tahini, okay? Which is really, really easy, okay? 3 simple ingredients for your tahini. Sesame seeds, main ingredient. Basically, tahini is like a sesame seed sauce, okay? Oil. Now, you should use a non-flavored oil, but however, I don't have access to like grape oil and stuff like that, so I have to, make do with it. And salt. These 3 simple ingredients, oh yeah, and a garlic. These 3 simple ingredients will make your tahini sauce, okay? And without the tahini sauce, you can't make your hummus. At least you're not gonna really make a good hummus unless you're making, like a bootleg hummus. So I wanna show you how it's done. First thing is, take a nice pan. Get a knife here. Knife. Okay. This is probably overkill in terms of a knife for this little package, but this is the first knife that I grabbed, so. And we have to start by toasting our sesame seeds, okay? Excuse the angle right now. I don't have a cameraman in here. I gotta keep this thing cost effective, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to start to toast my sesame seeds, okay? Nice and easy. This is what we want. We want to toast them. Give me some fire there, Auntie Gaitre. Give me some fire, right? And show you what's going on here. Yep. So this is what we're looking at, and we're going to basically toast these for about 2 to 3 minutes on high heat. Right, we don't want them to get brown, right? So you got to keep them moving, right? But basically getting out a lot of the unnecessary moisture, and we want to bring out the actual flavor of the sesame seeds, right? So Auntie Gaitre, you're just gonna keep this thing moving nice and make sure that we don't get any burning, right? I want it to start to turn a little bit brown, but I don't really want it brown, right? Okay, good to go. Boom. All right. So while that is happening, I think this is a little stronger here. Yeah. While that is happening, I do need to chip up and chop up our garlic. Well, my garlic is already peeled, right? And I just want a little bit of garlic in there. Of course, the food processor is going to be a big man here to really simplify things and make life easy. So, it's nothing crazy, nothing out of the way. When I tell you it is too easy to make, I am not even playing games. I had to go and verify that this was actually what it was, because I said this is too easy to make. And people, you know, some people act like if it's something hard to make, but it's not. Tahini is very easy, right? So get your food processor, get ready to load them up, because it is dry goods if you just finished washing. So we had just finished washing our processor, so I want to dry it out good, because you're going to need to be able to really process those sesame seeds, right? When you are doing this, you're going to really need to process this. By the way, hey, what's up everybody who's watching? I hope you are enjoying. Okay, so what we're doing today, we're doing tahini, and we're also doing our hummus, right? And like I said, we need these for our Mediterranean dishes that we are cooking tomorrow for the International One Guyana Food Festival, right? Which is an event that we have created in order to give thanks and support to all persons in all countries that have been affected by COVID-19 around the world. We have Guyanese cooks and chefs from different parts of the world coming on board, and all of us are participating in this event. It's an event that you can get on board with too. All you have to do, send a profile pic of yourself and send a picture of what it is that you are preparing or what it is that you have prepared. Okay? In which case, thank you. Yes. In which case, let me see. Our sesame seeds are looking good right now. Right? Looking very good. So I'm not letting them get too brown, but they are just slightly brown, which is okay. Yeah, you can turn off that fire, and let me just make sure that this is completely dry. If starting this, your food processor is moist, you're gonna screw yourself up. Okay? So you can't allow your food processor to have any type of hydration in it. Thank you. Right? Because it's going to create a huge problem for you. All right, you can toss all those seeds right in here, Auntie. It will create a huge problem for you. Watch out for the hole in the middle of the in there, right? Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Right? It will create a huge problem for you, because you want to be able to break this down into basically a powder, so that everything can be incorporated correctly when you are making this. I don't know if you call it a cream, a sauce. I think I'm going to make it more like a sauce, right? Based on texture. I'm going to have it very saucy like, because I do want to be able to mix it into the hummus. By the way, I don't normally make this stuff. I cook a lot of different foods, right? But I don't normally make this stuff. So I want you to see what is going on. I'm not making a whole bunch because, like I said, you know, that smells good. That actually smells very good. Okay? And let me get ready to process this bad boy up fast. So, okay, got it. Okay, so happy Auntie Gaitre's here with me. Because Auntie Gaitre is also, she is currently setting up the rice, because, you know, for certain dishes, especially, I mean, the fact that we're prepping rice today, those of you who are actually cooks or knows about cooking would know that when you're pre-prepping rice and you need to keep it cold in order to use it, then more than likely it's a fried rice dish. So, you know, it's kind of a giveaway that we will be doing some sort of special fried rice. Show you what's going on here. And now I'm going to leave that for a minute until it basically turns into a complete powder. Because I need it to be a powder so it can dissolve correctly and work into the paste, right? I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to add some garlic. I'm going to add some oil. And that's all you really need to add in to your tahini. Of course, you could add other things. See how we're looking. what we have to do now, kind of pass a spoon, please. Yeah. What we're doing right now, I just want to kind of pull some of this stuff off the side, because as you can see, it's going to paste up to the side. I don't want it to paste up. I want everything to be incorporated very nicely into it. And as you can see, what's happening to the sesame seeds, right? It is becoming more of a powder. But like I said, I do want this to be very, very smooth, right? I don't want like a rough tasting or a rough texture. That smells good. It almost smells like roasted peanuts, actually. Right? It almost smells like roasted peanuts. So, you've ever made this before, Auntie Gaitre? Okay, you see? So, just like me, Auntie Gaitre is a virgin with tahini. Alright? Okay, so I'm just going to put like a little dash, a little pinch of salt here. Maybe just a little bit more. Tiny bit more. A little bit more. Okay, good. There we go. And we are going to continue to process it. I am going to use extra virgin olive oil. Don't stop it. And we are going to start making it into a paste. And I'm going to add not plenty, about a tablespoon, right? About a tablespoon of olive oil. I don't want it over oily. Looking good. I want to give you a better look. It's a little loud. Let's get some water. And let's get this stuff off the side, right? No. No. Bottled water, please. Yeah, so right now, showing you what I'm doing. Well, let me switch it around a little bit. Okay, so, and it's almost looking a little like a peanut butterish type paste, right? So I figure a day I'm gonna actually make my own peanut butter soon. Just because I want to try it, right? I've never made my own peanut butter. So I think that another day I'm going to make my own peanut butter here in this same food processor, right? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, I'm not making a lot, okay, because like I said, it's just for the show. It's just for the show, so I'm not going to be making a whole bunch of tahini. Only enough for the hummus, right? And then we'll be all right. All right, so the tahini's looking good. I still want it just a little bit more smooth. So more blending. Everywhere, so I have to close it up. What you gonna do? Okay, so it is looking a little different right now. and check it back out and see what we have going on. Just to show you guys, right? We have our pork chops that we have to set up just now. We have our filet that we're prepping, and we have our chicken breasts that we are also prepping in the corner there. So those are all things that have to be used tomorrow. So the tahini sauce is looking very nice. Let me see if I could get a good shot here. Just put it in front of the camera and focus on that instead of me. Right, so the tahini is looking really, really nice. I didn't make a whole bunch of it, just like the berbere paste yesterday. I did not make a whole bunch of it. There's still some dry particles in here, so I do want to get the most out of the small pack of sesame seeds that I've used. If this works out well, this is something that I will probably make and have in the new restaurant, because I want to be able to give people some really authentic food and, you know, make it very nice for everybody, right? But yes, this is so easy to make that if you can't make it, then something's probably wrong with you, right? You might not have motor skills to use a processor. I would not advise attempting to make this without a processor, because it will be a lot of pounding and grinding with stones. Smells good. Like I said, it's almost like a peanut butter. It's like a sesame butter, basically. Sesame seed butter, right? I'm gonna process it a little more. Look at my roses. I feel like a girl, kind of. Oh. Anyway, I'm grateful. They're very beautiful, very nice. Right? So that can be a lesson to all men out there, right? Men can get roses too and feel very confident and still manly about it, right? I feel manly, and like I said, they smell so good, right? What are you gonna do, right? I don't mind my whole place smell like roses. Auntie Gaitre, you get rose? Get rose? Watch myself. Oh, all right, Auntie Gaitre, let me get just here. Take a little bowl here, a small bowl, and empty this stuff in there, and then we're going to start preparing for the hummus. Okay, so now with the hummus, it's basically like a dip. It's basically like a dip, man. If you've ever made like a chip dip, right, with various components, then the hummus is basically like a chip dip. Okay, except it's using chana or chickpeas, as you would actually call them, or Spanish would call it garbanzo. Let me see what's going on. Auntie Gaitre, you know, this rice cooked too soft, girl. This rice here cooked too soft, you know. This particular rice steam out too much. Can't use this rice. This rice going for the chickens. Too soft. Well, I can steam out some more just now. That rice has to be the perfect texture for the dish we're making tomorrow. Right? Anyway, so for me right now, like, this is like a test kitchen here, right? We were doing the rice, but this rice actually came out a little too soft. And I can't fry rice that's too soft. You're not going to get the right look, the right texture, or the right feel for it, right? So, best thing is, give that rice to the chickens, because they're not going to let it waste, and just steam out some new rice, right? Remember, if you're going to do fried rice dishes or anything like that, right, you need to monitor the texture of your rice, okay? The minute your rice gets clammy, too sticky to one another, or it is too soft in general, you have ruined it. Your rice will no longer work out the way it's supposed to work out. All right, so right now, I've got a tin of garbanzo beans, right? AKA chickpeas, also known as chana, right? Mind I say, it is a superfood. Definitely a superfood. We had stewed chicken for lunch too, right? So we've got some scraps here. All of this stuff is gonna go for the chickens at the back. It's funny as hell that the chickens will eat stewed chicken, but yes, they will. Chickens are very carnivorous. Especially these type of yard fowl that I have here. right? George is a Froghorn Leghorn breed, and he's actually very, very dominant. And then we have some guinea birds back there, stuff like that. So they're not gonna waste any time in mashing up the chicken. Okay, turn on this pump. Right, so one of the things that I'm doing right here, I do have, hold on, let me switch it over. I do have the garbanzos, and I have to wash them out, right? Remember, these are in the can, or were in the can, so, you know, want to wash them out. I want to pull out any of this, any of the skin from the garbanzo. I want to kind of get that out of there. I don't want that in my hummus. It'll make it a little, you know, add to the texture of it, but I want it very smooth. The same way we made the tahini very smooth, right? I want my hummus to be very, very smooth. This channel almost look like fish eggs for a second. All right? So just rinsing it out, feeling around. Like I said, I want to pull out all of the little skin that's on the channel. I mean, you could use it, right? It's not to say that it's a bad thing to use, but you know, I want a very nice texture. And all of them might not come with their skin off already, so don't be scared to pick through and you know, get off the skin, right? Pick through, get off the skin. So this is gonna be a big thing. Process already?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me move this stuff off from here. And sorry, I've got a bunch of trays and cooking utensils and everything out right now because of what it is that we have to do. So I'm just gonna drain off a little bit of this water from my chickpeas. Notice I did not add my garlic into the tahini, and that's because of the purpose of the tahini. Because I'm making hummus using the tahini, I'll just add the garlic into that, and it will seriously help it in a huge way. And for that, I'm going to use 2 cloves of garlic. Right, so yeah, knife here. Remember, I don't have to chop it up too much. The processor is going to do the rest of the chopping for me. I just need it in place. I don't have lemon, okay? The damn lemons in my area, they're out of lemons right now, right? But we did have some lime, okay? So I'm going to be substituting with a little lime. This feels like a seedless variety. It looks like a seedless variety, hoping that it is a seedless variety, right? Less picking out of seeds and stuff like that. Now, I want to get the most juice out of my lime, right? So I'm going to do this little thing that I do, which is basically just roll around this little lime. Just a little pressure from your body to help soften up the lime a little bit, loosen up those juices, right? Also, a little trick that I learned cooking over the years, especially with lime, a lot of people like to cut the lime straight down the middle. Cut it in an angle, ladies and gentlemen. Give yourself a nice little bit of an angle. Well, I can tell you this is not a seedless variety, okay? Now, I want to be able to get out all of that juice without much headaches, so, haha. It is good when you have everything somewhere close by. Like I said, today is basically a prep day. I don't have all them fancy tools. I ain't got time for too many fancy tools. I don't think most of us have fancy tools in our house, right? All these little cooking utensils and stuff. I mean, I actually have some, right? I have a lot. I can't say that. But I've got them all packed away because, you know, this isn't a big professional kitchen here, right? And then my hands are pretty strong, so I could squeeze the hell out of a lime right now. Right? I'll probably add a little sugar, not much, but a little bit, to kind of offset the lime and help bring a little sweetness to it, make it a little sweet like a lemon. I mean, lemon isn't completely sweet, huh? But it's a little sweeter than a lime. Or if not, I would actually use honey. I think I might use the honey. I might just use a touch of honey in this hummus. Just because, like I said, I want it to be different. I don't want it to be just somebody's recipe, right? I'm not into that stuff. I'm not into copycatting, right? I'm taking credit for things that I don't do. I'm not into that. I don't need that, right? Yeah, this is definitely not a seedless variety. What seed, Mike? If you need seed, you know where to come, right? I wonder if these could grow. Right? Who knows? Maybe I'll get a lime tree. Okay, so now I have my lime juice in here, my fresh lime juice. Okay, how's the processor looking? We are ready? Just let me borrow this for a minute. Okay, guys, so the processor is clean. Thanks to Auntie Gaitre. Okay, so now I'm going to start adding. Let me just throw all of this chana in here. All right. Okay, let's set up a little bit. Show you what's going on. Show you is what's going on. Okay, I'm just kind of funnel off all of this here. Mind I say my hands are clean, right? So if your hands ain't clean, ladies and gentlemen, please don't do this. I wash my hands like consistently through everything that I do. So it's important to know. Okay. Now I'm going to add in the garlic one time. You know, you buy and plain. It's a processor. The processor is going to do a really good job. No, don't cover that. I need the tahini sauce. Right? Now, I could throw in the sauce first, or I could throw it in. Now, I'm going to throw it in one time. Tahini's getting thick. So I'm just going to put this in early. Give me a spoon. I just want you to see what's going on. So my tahini is going in here. Technically, I should have just added everything in, but I did it for this purpose to show you guys the difference, right? Tahini is in short supply. Ha ha ha. Lime juice. Just like that. Cumin. Grounded cumin, right? Another spoon, please, Auntie. So I'm just going to use a little bit of ground cumin in the hummus. I'm going to use a tiny bit of oil. Not much, just a little bit. Because remember, the tahini sauce actually has oil in it already, right? So I'm not going to overkill it. And this is where you can get creative. By the way, like I said, I've got some honey here. By the way, let me showcase this honey here. Right? This is from a coastal Atlantic mangrove honey. And this is by Nature Valley. Well, a primary. Okay, this is just a long name. But it's my friend place, right? And they're making really good quality honey. They're bottling it. I don't know how much they're selling it for. It was a sample. But when you are ready, for those of you, I'm just going to use a little bit of honey in here. Not much. You can contact my friend Loida Downer. She's here on Facebook. I don't know if she's watching right now. Thank you, Loida. I was waiting for an opportunity to use that honey in one of the recipes. Okay, and this is the first one that came up that I was able to use the honey in. So I said, let me do it. Right? Let me do it. The tahini sauce smells really good. It smells like roasted peanuts. You know, I'm not gonna lie about that one. It does smell like roasted peanuts. Right? Alright, so now that all these little forgot the main man. Forgot a couple main men. I almost forgot. Salt. Because the chana does not have salt on it right now. Probably any of the preservatives from the can maybe, but nothing major. Just added some salt. And I'm a funny person. If I add salt, I can't really add salt without adding black pepper, so we do have black pepper here as well. Trying to do this with one hand and one hand holding is kind of crazy. Ah, here we go. Right, good thing I got legs, right? I just held the jar there for a second and twist. I'm only gonna add maybe about an eighth of a teaspoon, just a little bit, an eighth of a teaspoon of black pepper. Mind I say, I am averaging like you wouldn't believe, right? Please don't average if you don't have a good average, because you're gonna screw the pooch and mess up your dish, right? Just letting you know. Okay. Hold on. There's something else I want to add. Auntie Gaitre. Okay, hold on. Let me find out. Here we go. What I did, I added a little Gaitre, right, to this cumin as well. Sorry, I like my flavors, right? So I'm adding a tiny bit of coriander as well. I want certain different flavors in here. I want to enjoy it, right? Mind I say, I'm making it up as I go too, right? But at the same time, I just want particular flavors that I am accustomed to, because I have to eat it, right? I'm a funny person. If I wouldn't eat it, I wouldn't serve it. I wouldn't cook it. Okay? And I think that's very, very important. If you go someplace and somebody's cooking something, right? Yes, there is a page for the Guyana Food Festival, but that page is launching on Monday, right? We have our designers and everything working on the page and the materials, so I don't want the page to launch until Monday. So Monday is the launching date for the page, okay? Okay, now let's process. Let's see what's happening. I'm going to let that keep processing for a moment. It's looking good. Take a little peep inside, see how it's looking. Just like in the movies. It's looking all right. I still want it to be a little smoother. So hold on. No, I've got spoons here. Right? Right now, still kind of a little dryish like, but it's getting there. I'm gonna add water to make it a little thinner and cream it out. Remember too, right? Even when you get it to the right consistency now, because of the starches and everything in the chana or the chickpeas or the garbanzo, whatever you want to call it. When you put it to set, it's going to thicken up, okay? Watch the superstar. Yeah. Auntie Gaitre coming on the show. We need to marry him. Real thing. Oh, Auntie. Right on. So, still looking at it. I'm looking for the right texture, right? It'll be a little noisy around the process, but you just add enough water to get it to the texture that you want, right? Stop it again, take a little peep. See what's going on. And to me, that is still a little too grainy, right? So we're going to close it back. Okay, and we're going to continue processing and adding water. Just the right amount. Just so you guys can see what's going on, right? Okay, so it needs more water. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil too, right? I don't want to overhydrate it with water alone. Thank you very much. More water. This one is going to take a little bit longer in terms of processing than the sesame seeds, and that is because, like I said, we want the right texture. It is getting smoother. I'm wondering how smooth I can really get it. If I can get it to cream, it would be basically awesome for me. But I want you to see what is going on here. Right, so though I've added a lot of water, look at this. Right, so I'm figuring hummus is kind of has to be like a texture like this, right? I'm not really a fan of hummus. Not bad. Not bad. So, it's either you like it or you don't. Not my personal favorite. Auntie Gaitre, you want to taste some?
I have no idea what it is.
You don't have no idea about that too, right? So what is it?
Tastes kind of like peanut.
Yeah, it tastes like a peanut butter, doesn't it? Almost like, you know, you guys could have just tell me it's a fancy peanut butter, right? I've bought it before, added it into things, but it tastes all right. It doesn't really taste bad. So this is the hummus. This has to go on the shawarma, on the shawarmas. Talking about that, we do have to make our pita dough. Oh, scoots, we have to make pita dough. Okay, we're gonna do that just now. Right, bust out, watch. Get me, what is it? 3 cups all-purpose flour. Right, pull out some salt, and we have the olive oil, and we're supposed to have yeast in here. So double check. Yeah, because we've got to make the pita stuff too, right? So we've got to do a little bit of everything today. Because I couldn't find nowhere in Guyana that's selling pita bread at this moment, much less if it was fresh or ready to go. All that stuff might be frozen stuff, so the only option that I have is to make it from scratch. So you guys will actually learn how to make pita bread. Adding more water. Okay. Consistency looks good. Okay, and basically, ta-da! Hummus is done. You know what I would do though? You know what? I'm gonna add a little bit more lime here. That's what I'm gonna do. I think I want a little bit more lime in this hummus. I know it's missing something. I've got a little bit of a saltiness to it, so I want to break down that salt a little. So, adding one more lime should help me out here with making this a very, very good hummus, right? Because I'm still not like 100% satisfied with it. So now it's time to tweak it. Make it my own, right? So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it my own. And just bring it to the flavors that you like, you know? Don't take it away too much from what it's supposed to taste like. But at the same time, don't accept it if you're not happy with it. And I know I'm not quite happy with this yet. I want some more lime juice. So I am going to go ahead, squeeze out these other limes. This way also it changes it from more of that toasted sesame taste, and it gives it something just a little bit different. A little bit different. Also, you should think about what you're going to be serving your hummus with, right? And the fact that I'm going to have other salts like meat and salsa and a few other things there, right? Ensuring that my hummus does not have too much, oh gosh. Ensuring that my hummus is not overly salty, or, you know, I need it to taste like something different than the rest of the pot, right? Because like I said, the salt from the meat that's going to be inside of the dish, coupled with the salt that's already inside the hummus, it might make my dish over salty, right? So I got to know what I'm doing. So right now, this is where I'm going to cut that salt, cut it down with a lime, with a little bit more lime, right? A little lime juice. By the way, if you're ever suffering from like kidney stones and stuff like that, drink a little lime juice every now and then. It will help you, the acid, help you break down the rest of the stuff. Auntie, okay, the rice steaming. Right? I'll check on the rice just now. Okay, good. Send fast. Let you go back. You got money there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Make sure you know what you're supposed to buy, right? Yeah. So apparently I'm out of yeast. But good thing is I have runners working with me all the time. So, you know, by the time we need the yeast will be here. Okay, so let me test back this hummus. I did add the lime to cut a little of the salt and to cut away from that kind of nutty flavor. I don't want it too nutty. Yes, I like a little earthiness, right? But all right, that could work. That is the way to go. Now it has that special something that it was missing, right? It just needed that little bit more lime. So that is a positive thing. And I can now pour this into the bowl, right, which will be used tomorrow, and stick it in the freezer or fridge. Right, so it's the main thing. Try to keep from making a mess here. Yes, and my hummus looks amazing, right? It looks amazing. It almost looks like a shake. Remember, it's gonna thicken overnight, right? Once this sets, the starches and enzymes from the chickpeas are going to make this thicken a lot more, okay? Now, there's a few other things you can do and add to your hummus. Yes, there is. But this is also my first time making hummus. I think I'm doing okay. I don't even have a recipe book in front of me. I'm just kind of, you know, going with what I know is supposed to be in here. Right? I'm not following any particular 1 teaspoon this, 1 teaspoon that. I'm not following anything like that, right? I'm an official Guyanese cook. I dash in until it tastes good. Right? So, to show you now, my hummus is here. And it is ready to go on to the pitas. But that's not going to happen until tomorrow. Right? So, this is going to get sealed up and pushed off. All right, guys. I'm gonna do a little cleaning up here with Auntie Gaitre. Well, everybody should know how to steam rice already. If you don't know how to steam rice, call a Chinese man, right? Or invite your next of kin Indian around you. That so I do want to steam out this rice. So I'm gonna finish steaming this rice, and then if you want, I will do a video with us making the pita bread. Okay? Because we are going to make our pitas. Well, we're going to make our dough today, and we are going to cook our pitas first thing in the morning. Because, you know, baked products or you know, bread products, I should say, they taste better when they come fresh off. So I want that fluffiness to my pitas. I want that tenderness to it. Okay? Turn this fire down a little on this rice. Slightly. Rice has maybe about just a couple more minutes, right? And I'll show you the texture of the rice, because this is where everybody screws up. Okay? With rice, texture is like everything. Okay? Especially if you plan on frying that rice. If you plan on frying that rice and you only slightly overcook it, you're done. Let me not even stress it. Let me stress it, in fact. Your rice would be just wasted if you overcook it. This was the problem I always used to have with rice. I just wonder, what am I doing wrong? And I was always overcooking the rice. So now that I never have that problem again, right? Unless somebody lapses, because it happens, right? My rice is always coming out amazing now. And if you doubt it, please check some of my previous cooking shows where I would have cooked rice, and you could look at the texture of the rice and you could tell me if that is not perfect in terms of rice. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead now. We're going to do a little cleaning up. And I got to charge my phone a little bit too, right? Because this is like my only media outlet right now. Right? So, got to charge that up. And when we come back, we're going to show you how to make the pita bread. Right? And, oh yeah. And I still have to prep all of this meat. Right? Because we have to prep the meat. I have to prep my pork chops. I have to prep my beef. But this is the range we're going to do it. We're prepping the chicken first and getting that out of the way. Then we're prepping the beef first and get that out of the way. Then we're going to finalize with the pork, because in my building here, like, what we use on the pork is completely different than what we use in everything else. And that is because my father is a Muslim. My grandmother is Muslim. Well, she's dead now, but I guess she's always a Muslim. And, yeah, I ain't able to get caught up tonight. Right? So, so that being the case, I've got to push and get that done. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and I'll talk to you back in a few. Take care. God bless.